if you're working with data, you are, oh, want to be a data analyst, data scientist, the engineer, you should know this. Let me show you. Okay, so I'm gonna share with you guys a project I made. So I submitted some videos you can see about function, MySQL and everything. So now I'm showing a project I made. I'll be quick, so just you guys see what I did as a project like 2 years ago. That was like 2 years ago. So you can see what I did. I put the link for the data, original data, what I got from DataGov, and also my Power BI link, my GitHub link will be in the description, so you guys can go through it in case you need it. So the first thing I did, I usually do that. I always select and get all the data, especially if I don't know all the columns. I can see what I'm working with. And also I do describe data, gov approval data, which is the name of the table. So that give me a list of the columns and the data type. That's important if you don't know the data. Like this one, I didn't know what's the format. So that's why I use it. I'm gonna run it for you can see. So for example, fiscal year is integer, which is correct. It's a year. It's a 4 digits year. Unique identifier, deal number should be a number. Now it's a text, so that's we need to fix it to change it to number, integer or numeric. Decision date is should be a date format. That is a text, so we need to change that as well. Effective date and so on. The default value, we got some null value, so those are the changes we need to make to clean the data. I'm gonna close this now. This is alter the data and to modify the columns. So this would not work. I was changing the columns. I didn't have access when I did it, so I couldn't modify. Well, no, I did that one, but I couldn't modify the null value. So I needed to get special privileges to do that. So it's like admin or some privileges you need. And so I had to run that. When it's 0, you got access. When it's 1, it's closed. So before the code I want it is 0, and then I do whatever I need to do, and at the bottom of it I go back and want it to 1, that is closed. So that's part of the cleaning process, right? Modify the columns, change the format, the null values, also change them, the n and to determine, I change them to a generic value that I know this is like a fixed generic value instead of a null value, because later on I need that to use on the graph. And this is also other changes. I mean, those are like cleaning, right? I mean, clean the data, change the columns, format to date, others to numeric, and also clean up from null value. Instead of removing, I could remove the null value, but instead of doing the removing on the null value, like create a copy of the data and then remove the null value, I just give it a generic instead, right? Here I changed the date format, so I could use it. And then the code, this code was no, so change that, fix it, and we name the column so I could use it. This is part of the cleaning. All this is part of the cleaning, so you guys can see. And I'll put the link so and the description. So no, those are the 10 things I did. I could have done more. Remember, that's like 2 years ago. I could have done more. First thing is I calculate some metric like total authorized amount, total disbursed amount, total outstanding exposure, year over year growth, top lenders, weeks profile. So all those I calculated them, and they are like at the bottom. So I put in the list of what I'm gonna do first, and then I usually work like that. I like what is expected of me and what do I need to do, and from there I go and do my thing, right? So the first one is metrics. Calculate a couple of metrics: authorized amount, disbursed amount, outstanding, average loan size, those things, right? I did all of them in one query. So I got the primary exporter state name. I got the lender. I use the call list to give me the lender as the primary lender, and if I can get the primary lender, if it's the null value, to give me the primary applicant as lender. and I count the loan, which is one of the metrics, and then approval and everything. You can see everything in here. And I just did a group by lender and by the state, and other by approval descendant, so I can have total on top. So I can run this real quick so you guys can see. And JP Morgan Chase, XIM Bank, and I don't know that bank. This is official data from data.gov, right? So you guys can go through it and see for yourself. And then over here, part of the other metrics, year-over-year growth. Was this year-over-year growth? No, this is not it. This is also other metrics. Decision term, total approved over by term, total approved by decision authority who approved them. And also, this is the same thing. I calculate this one twice, but different. Oh, okay. I calculate this one in function of the state, and this one is in function of the decision authority who make the final decision on it. And then the second part is the year-over-year growth. You can see I use a CTE to do it, and year-over-year growth. The top lenders by exposure share. That's been calculated the. Well, let me explain that one first. The CTE, you guys already know the CTE. I got the year and the total approved by year, and on the CTE I got the total approved by year, and then I do a lag function. So what I do, total approved which is already calculated, and it's group by, and also it's ordered by fiscal year descendant, so by year. So I do a lag. So the previous year, which is, well, not the previous year, the current year over the fiscal year. That's mean you'll give me the next year after the year to delete, for example, 2026. So you give me 2026, and the lag function will give us 2027. So we do 2026 minus 2027. We give you a year change. And then with that year change, we calculated the growth. We say the percentage of changes. So we can have a total percentage. And with that, will give us the year growth. And then we got the top lenders by exposure. We got outstanding versus approved ratio. So how many that was outstanding, or many of the loan that's still pending to pay, and how many was versus the approved one, right? The total is approved, and the one that's still pending to pay that has not completed their payment yet. And the life cycle, the duration, how long the loans usually take. I remember I did some extra work on this one, especially versus small businesses, women-owned businesses, and everything. So you guys can see that. Yep, small businesses versus non-small business dependency, women-owned and minority businesses. Yeah, I was just saying that. So this is also good for you guys to, if you're already familiar with SQL, and also you guys working as a data analyst or data engineer, you should already know this, but you can take a look and share it with others. And also I try to detect some anomalous loan. This is important as well. And this one I use different function. I use the call list. This is a subquery, which is very important. A subquery. I use call list. I use the average function over and a partition by the primary lender or the primary applicant, and which is not advanced SQL, but intermediate to advanced MySQL, which is good for someone who want to be a data analyst or data engineer. This is very important. You guys know that that's advanced, intermediate to advanced MySQL. So basically that's it. And the last one was the decision authority and performance metrics, which give us the total loan, who approved them, and the program. Those programs are gonna run it so you guys can see. Those programs are guaranteed loans, insurance loan, and those normal loans, and capital, working capital. So basically this is it. And then I'm gonna show you guys um, the dashboard. I cleaned that data, I downloaded that data, and then I do the dashboard on Power BI. On this video, I'm not gonna show you guys how I save this data on Google GCP cloud and then use that to Power BI. So on next video I'm gonna show you guys, but this one I'm not gonna do it. Just show you guys especially what I did. Now this is the Power BI dashboard I made, and I was just telling you guys about it. Um, been since 2006 the data we have in it, and this one was made in, I remember like a year or 2 years ago. So you guys can take a look. So on this side, I got the loans, the total loans, the approved amount. That's the total loan approved, the approved amount, and oh, I could change that. I change that. Put the total approved loan on top, and then average loan disbursed on disbursed amount. This is the pending outstanding balance, and we get the approval for year, right? And this is the year growth. The year growth is a calculated columns. I didn't use the one I calculated in MySQL because too much a headache. And just clean the data, use the column I needed, and use that in Power BI. And from Power BI, calculate the DAX calculate that. This also I can show you guys made a new videos to couple calculated columns and DAX formulas in Power BI. And this one on this side is the outstanding balance versus disbursed amount, and we can see the outstanding balance 2025, which was what this data is not like, it was like at the beginning of 2025, so it's not, well, we say 2024 here. So this is the last data was 2024. Yeah, I remember that was like 2 years ago. So it's not, doesn't have actually the 2025 data on it. But because that was 2 years ago, right? And then we got the top states approved loans per month, especially, and also this is an import export lending, right? Capital lending. So that's why it's not all the banks, everything on it. And this is the long term approved, medium and short term. This is the term of the loans, and also by program. So we can see the most one, the guaranteed loan. So all the most of the loans is guaranteed. They have some kind of guarantee, right? And they are also long term. So there's most of the loan are long term loan and guaranteed loan. This is the lender by state, by not by state but by bank. On this side we got the top lenders, XI and bank. This is like a federal bank for exporters. The most approved loans on value. And then you got private expert funding corporation. This is like a private thing, as the name said. You got JP Morgan Chase like twice. And we got Citibank. It's like different by state. This TD Bank, PNC. Okay. If I have to work on this again, I'll do all the Chase Bank, even the different state, to put them together. The differential we see gets got NA, and this is one N.A. So this is also a way to clean the data and put them together. But this is for future project, which I don't think I'll be doing. That was not the past. And then I got the program I mentioned before, the guaranteed loan. You can see which bank has more guaranteed program loan, the private export funding, and you can see over the years. Get to the primary lenders as well, versus that this is the primary lender on the total loans. For example, in this one, private JP Morgan Chase private export funding has the most per amount loan, but when it comes to the total amount of loans, like that one is 247 and is Air Tractor Capital. So extract to capital loan the most in this category at 247, but not in value. It's just an amount of loans. So this is a good project, good portfolio. Could be better, of course. And nowadays the competition is different. There's like all kind of people out there with brand new ideas. So yeah, if it's for today, should have to do a better job. But this kind of good. It was good back then. So you guys can see what I did from start to finish with that data. The only thing I got to do in the next video, I'll show you guys the final query I use in MySQL to save it, and also the to my GCP Google Cloud account. I haven't used that in a long time. I'm using AWS now. I haven't used the Google Cloud in a long time. I'm trying to see if I still got access to, because at certain point it's no longer free. You have to pay, so I didn't pay. But at least you guys get an idea of it. If you need question, leave a comments and also share with others.